Hello, you're watching Razzmatazz with Rashi, and today we have with us Jyoti Jha with a new book. She is the winner of Times of India, Write India Season 3. She has been awarded with the Savitribai Phule Rashtriya Samman, and she has won several other prestigious awards. She was here with us in the previous seasons as well, and in this episode, we'll get to know a lot more about her and her books. Welcome, Jyoti. How are you?
Thank you so much, Rashi, first of all, for that generous introduction. And I'm good. How are you? So good to be back here.
Yes. So lovely to have you back.
It's like home. Yes, yes. Thank you.
But before we move forward, I would like to tell the audience that at the end of this episode, there'll be a question, and you'll have to write the correct answer in the comments below. If your answer is correct, you stand a chance to win the mega prizes at the end of the season. And this contest is open only to the subscribers, so don't forget to subscribe before you participate. Yeah. Also, we'll get the answer in this episode itself, so watch carefully till the end. Yes, Jyoti, I know you really well, but I would request you to tell something about yourself and the wonderful things that you do to our audience.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much again, all over again. And I am an HR turned author. I'm a storyteller, I'm a writer, I'm a columnist. I have been, before that, I have been a blogger, I have been a content writer, I have been a homemaker full-time. And even before that, I have worked in the corporates, in HR, with companies like Infosys and Whirlpool. So that's how my journey has been. Have done so many things.
Yes, wonderful journey.
Yes, and finally found myself in writing. So most of the time I keep writing. And when I'm not writing, I'm a globetrotter, I'm a daydreamer, and I'm a full-time mom. And I'm a loving parent to my two adorable pet rabbits. So that's all about me.
That's wonderful. So how did this new book happen? Tell us something about it.
Yes, this new book, actually, Heart Sanctuary and Other Stories, is a book revamped version of The Realms of Human Emotions, the story collection that was already there before. It was published a couple of years back. So for some technical glitches and reasons, the paperback was not available for that book. So we wanted to bring the book back in the market. And since it was being republished, we thought, why not add some more stories to it?
And so it's coming out in a new look.
Yes, a new look, new avatar. Yes, thank you so much. Because the cover page has been appreciated by many, and that's quite an encouragement for a writer in me. So, and there are both old stories from the previous book and some new ones. So for the readers who have already read The Realms, there are new stories. And for new readers, there are all 30 new stories. Yes, to explore into the intricate and the complicated human sentiments from simple everyday living and how they impact us as human beings.
That's nice. And I would like to tell that Jyoti, she comes up with a new book almost every year. Jyoti, tell us, what is the secret? Like, how do you complete your manuscripts? When do you write? Please tell us something about them.
Yes, first of all, I would say I'm still very back, a backlog, I would say, because there are people I see coming. No, there are people who are coming up with books every 6 months. So I think I'm still far behind. But coming back to your question, yes, I'm a full-time writer. So maybe that's what helps.
Yeah, that's an advantage.
Because the way you find out time to go to office and work during office hours is as many hours I dedicate to my writing at my writing desk. So maybe that's how it happens.
But that is also difficult, even if you stay at home whole day, it's difficult to take out time for writing. I mean, it shows that you are so much dedicated and you have this discipline that you dedicate that much time only for writing. That's the secret.
That's the
if anybody is struggling, we can do that.
We can do that, yes. And secondly, I think the channel that I have taken, the self-publishing, so that has speeded up the process as well. So maybe that has helped as well. So that's why I keep coming up with books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think last time you were here, you were with your Hindi book, Anandi.
Yes, Anandi.
And that has like received a very good response.
Yes,
so tell us more about it. Like, I mean, your journey would encourage many more Hindi writers.
Oh my God, yes. I don't know whether it would encourage, but even if it makes a tiny bit of difference, yeah, I'll be really lucky. So Anandi happened because I have had that story all the while with me, and I had started jotting down the chapters. And meanwhile, my first book happened because of Blog Chatter A to Z campaign. And because I had always envisioned myself to be a fiction writer and writing stories. But the first book happened, a non-fiction, a travelogue, but all thanks to, because I would still be dreaming about seeing my name on one of the books someday, but it just spiraled things up. So that's how things kept happening for me. And my book, The Realms, also was in between, because Anandi had always been throughout. And there were other books in between. So that's what I would say. Yeah. So Hindi, I think English is more far and wide. It has more far and wide audience and reach, and it gives an ease of reaching as many people as possible throughout the world. But I come from a place where we speak Hindi. So being a Hindi speaking person, expressing myself in Hindi, in my mother tongue, is very seamless, effortless, and it comes naturally. So what I feel is that being able to express in whatever language should be made equally acceptable in both readers and the literary community, without giving too much of importance or advantage or higher status to a particular language.
Correct.
So we should reach a stage where every language and expression in any language should be considered natural, natural process, a natural
So we have
choice.
seen, like so many writers who can write very good in Hindi, but they still feel that we might not get readers for that. So they, convert that to or translate that to English and then come up with English novels. But I think the books like your book and then many other books which are doing really good in Hindi. So we do have readers and we do have audience for that. So why not come up with Hindi books?
Exactly. And when we like watching Hindi content, why not read and write in Hindi?
Exactly. And you have also won so many awards for your work, like for your books and the wonderful things that you do. So how does it feel, when you get appreciated for your work, your literary work? Tell us about awards and how you have achieved them.
See, it is a wonderful feeling when you are appreciated, because as human beings, it is but natural for us to feel happy when we are appreciated for anything that we do in life. Definitely. And especially writing, you may be also able to connect, because it's a creative expression, and it's a completely, and we would like to think that because it is believed that writing is the work of intellect. So being appreciated for that is even more satisfying. Definitely. So awards and accolades, they actually boost up our confidence, and they give us a motivation. And somehow it is kind of a stamp to our work, and the quality and popularity of our work. So it stamps that. I think so. It is my individual opinion. Definitely. So, and yes, so winning awards is always a wonderful feeling. And
congratulations for all the wonderful awards that you have won.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
What are your future plans now? Like, are you writing more books, or you're writing more short stories? What are you busy with now?
See, basically, I think my writing is identified as being a storyteller. So I like writing stories as much as possible. But of course, I also like working on novels. Like Anandi is a novella. I have written a travelogue, and I have written a short story collection. So I want to keep exploring myself as a writer and learn each day every new avenue I can explore. So that's what I'm doing. And there are 2 books in pipeline, one in English and one is Hindi.
Nice.
But yes, but in a very preliminary stage right now.
Yeah.
And but I would like to contribute as much as possible. I would feel privileged. So
nice.
As long as creative juices keep flowing,
yes, definitely.
I'll keep writing.
So what all things you keep in mind, like when a story idea comes to you, what tips would you give to the new writers to finish that story as a book, as a
Yes.
How do you progress with that process?
I would say that based on my experience, just write first thing that comes to your mind. Don't think anything else. The first draft should be what comes to your mind, as and when and however it comes to your mind. Just keep jotting it down. And then later on, you can apply all the technicalities to it. Because what I believe is that stories came first and all the technicalities around it came later. So first and foremost, definitely, write whatever comes to your mind without having any biases, without having any thoughts and opinions. Just let your imagination flow through.
Yes.
And then you can start trimming and, changing and editing
will
and
come
all those
later.
things. Yes. So.
And what all things you do to you promote your book? Like your books have been like reaching
that is
wide
exhausting.
audience. And
yes.
they're doing really well.
Oh my God, that's
because that is a difficult thing for so many authors. They are so shy and they just don't want to talk about their books.
Yes.
So
I remember I have been an introvert all my life, and I remember, as you may be also remembering, yes, I used to take tips from you. I was so afraid and nervous to go online, but I think we have to learn. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that you have to learn, because what I used to think is writing is difficult, but that is the most easiest part, I think. So what comes later is, and especially as whatever goals you have as an author, if you want to just write for passion and let it be out there for the people to read as and when they get their hands on it, it's fine. You can just write and then maybe forget about it and keep checking once in a while. But if you have other goals to create a name, a brand, or, make your book and work more visible to the world and readers, then it's quite exhaustive. So there are so many things you have to keep exploring, doing sessions, getting to institutes, and, there are so many things, literary events, there are awards, and so many things. You have to keep participating in all those things. Yes. Visibility is much more important after you come up with a book. Yes. So that's what I'm learning, exploring each day. Nice. And it's been quite a journey. And there's miles to go. So what do you think, makes a good story? Like, what are your audience like? You have written in Hindi as well as in English. So where I think you are getting more readers, which story they are liking more? See, Hindi, I don't know, somehow Hindi, for Anandi, I have received many people coming to me and then appreciating it. So that feels good. Yes. And of course, I would like that story. Yes, maybe that's why, coming back to our previous discussion that we had, our original language definitely connects. People may be wary of picking up the Indian languages and those books, but they instantly connect. So I think that hesitation as readers, if we remove from our mind, and as writers. So for Hindi, I have received more appreciation and revamped book, Heart Sanctuary, because the story that I submitted, the new story in this Heart Sanctuary and other stories, the editor, when he read the story, he was like, wow, this is one of the very, that's such a compliment. Yes, so that was quite encouraging for me. So that's how I went about adding more stories. And of course, not forgetting, it was my very first story of my life, and that was in English, that won the title of Write India. Oh, so, nice. Never forgetting that. Yeah. So would you like to read something from your current book? Yes, my book, I'm yet to receive the author copies. So what I would do is... the book has just launched. And we're wishing her all the best with this book. Yes, but the book is available on Amazon as paperback, and I'm reading out an ebook from Google Play. So I'll just read a paragraph. It's the very first story, as the title goes, Heart Sanctuary. Okay. So... It was one of the routine checkups in the 8th month when the dreadful news dawned upon them. I'm sorry, Shalini. I have some disturbing news for you. The good looking doctor with immersive blue eyes was intently looking at Shalini and speaking in a grave tone. The situation seemed somewhat like a deja vu to the couple. Only this time, the doctor not only did not hesitate from acknowledging Shalini's presence, but also completely addressed her with undivided attention, giving her a respectful feeling of being an equal human being. And although she was already carrying her life and dream in her womb this time, there still loomed an imminent threat to her chance of becoming a mother even now. So that's one
Nice.
paragraph. So hopefully the readers would like to read more stories and what happens next and before.
So we'll tell the audience that we'll share all the links to her books and all the different works that she does in the description of this video. So definitely click that link, read her books, and leave a very good review for her. So we'll also give a question to the audience that we just discussed about a few English books and a Hindi book. So if you could just write the name of the Hindi book that we just discussed in the comments below. And if your answer is correct, you stand a chance to win the prizes at the end of the season. So answer is in this episode itself. So you have to watch the episode again or just read about Jyoti and you'll come to know. So Jyoti, it was so lovely to have you back on this show and wish you all the best with your new book and all the upcoming books that is in your pipeline.
Thank you so much, Rashi. It's so good to be back here, and I wish you all the best for many more seasons. And
thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and an honor.
Yes.
Thank you.